The tribalism in crypto is completely blinding retail investors, and it's a mistake that could cost you absolutely everything. See, everyone's busy arguing over XRP versus XLM, while the real players, the smart money, are quietly stacking both. So why are they doing that? Because the multi-currency financial system of the future isn't being built on one of them. It's being built on these exact two ledgers working together. And by the end of this, you are going to understand exactly how this institutional duo is positioned to absorb trillions. Okay, let's just break this down. On the left, you've got the retail view, right? This zero-sum game of XRP times XLM. It's the whole narrative that keeps small investors fighting each other over scraps. But then you look to the right, and you see the institutional reality. It's XRP plus XLM. This isn't some fight to the death. It's a strategic alliance. The world's biggest firms, they aren't picking a winner. They are building on a complementary pair of networks. And look, the data absolutely proves it. Just let this number sink in. Stellar has just blown past $1.27 billion in tokenized value on its chain. And this isn't pie-in-the-sky speculation. This is real-world value, driven by huge non-US government debt and a massive surge in stablecoins like USDC. This is what institutional-grade utility looks like, and it's happening right now. And this momentum is happening on both sides. While Stellar is surging, the distributed asset value on the XRP ledger is up a whopping 45%. We're talking nearly $1 billion in transfer volume in just the last 30 days. You see, these aren't the stats of two networks competing with each other. These are the signs of a sector-wide institutional wave hitting the two core pillars of the new financial system. They are not competing, they're dominating the market together. So, this brings us to the core evidence. We're going to follow the money straight into the world's biggest firms. I am about to show you exactly which Wall Street giants are building the infrastructure for this new multi-currency world, and, you guessed it, which two ledgers they have explicitly chosen to do the job. And here it is, the smoking gun. State Street, one of the largest custodians on the entire planet, with trillions of dollars under management, uses a tokenization platform that officially and explicitly supports both the XRP ledger and Stellar. This isn't some rumor. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a verified fact from an institutional report. This is literally the blueprint for how the biggest money on Earth is planning to tokenize real-world assets. And listen, State Street isn't acting alone, not by a long shot. This alliance is growing. You've got national projects like the Australian digital dollar, the AUD, which has announced it will use both XRP and XLM for its stablecoin. And then you have massive asset managers like Aviva Investors, which Ripple's own CEO confirmed is tokenizing on the XRP ledger. The pattern here is just undeniable. So this brings up a pretty critical question, right? With all this momentum, who's next? Which major institution is going to publicly join this alliance? I want to hear your best guess. Drop your prediction in the community post for this explainer. Let's see who gets it right.
And let me be direct, this is from us at Crypto Global News. If you are watching this without a subscription, you are missing the alerts. Before we break down the critical technology that's making all of this possible and why Brad Garlinghouse just called XRP the North Star, you need to click that subscribe button right now. Stay on the timeline so you don't miss the ultimate utility breakout.
Okay, let's dig into the tech, because this is where it all comes together. See, institutions can't just pick any blockchain off the shelf. They have a non-negotiable checklist, and right at the top of that list are two things: privacy and compliance. And both XRP and Stellar are now delivering these features at an industrial-grade level.
Yeah, to get this, you have to understand this term: zero-knowledge proofs, or ZK proofs. So, in simple terms, think of it like this. It's a cryptographic magic trick that lets a bank or a corporation prove a transaction happened and is valid, but without revealing any of the sensitive details on the public ledger. No who, no what, no how much. For institutions, this is the absolute holy grail of privacy.
And this breaks down the entire adoption process. The problem has always been that public ledgers are just too transparent for sensitive payments. Well, Stellar just solved this by integrating their Boundless ZK proofs right onto its mainnet. And guess what? The XRP ledger is rolling out its own institutional DeFi privacy upgrades to match. On top of all that, both networks have native compliance features, like clawbacks, built right into the protocol, which is exactly what regulators are demanding. So stop fighting over which one is better and start realizing that both are about to absorb trillions in institutional liquidity. So now we can finally connect all the dots. You've got the on-chain data, you've got the institutional adoption from giants like State Street, and you've got these critical tech upgrades. They all point to a single, unified vision for the future, a North Star future, where this trillion-dollar opportunity finally becomes reality. And hey, that term North Star, that's not my word. It comes directly from Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. XRP is the North Star for Ripple. I mean, he couldn't be any clearer. Every single product Ripple built, Ripple Payments, Ripple Prime, all their treasury solutions, even their new stablecoin, is fundamentally designed for one single purpose: to drive liquidity and utility directly to the XRP token. That is the corporate strategy laid out in plain sight. Now, for all our viewers in the US, I need you to listen closely. This is especially critical for you. As we finally start to get some regulatory clarity, you have to understand that the financial plumbing, the core infrastructure for the next system, is being laid down right now. While everyone else is distracted, the rails are being built. Understanding this framework is your edge. If you want to get these updates before they even hit the main channel, you've got to be in our insider group. Scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or just use the link in the description and join our Telegram. That's where you're going to get this information first. So we've seen the data, we've seen the institutions, and we've seen the technology. It is crystal clear that trillions in institutional liquidity are being prepped to flow onto these two ledgers. And really, that just leaves us with one single question. Which real-world asset are they going to tokenize next? Real estate? Carbon credits? Private equity? That is the next chapter of this incredible story. And for my US viewers, you absolutely need to see what's coming in that next chapter and how it's going to impact your market specifically. Click the card on your screen right now to stay ahead of the curve.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.